And the reason that they've achieved success is because they have developed a habit at practicing until they got better enough to be a professional or to be the best at it, right? Then this same person, after they're done working, for the day or for that time, can descend into the destructive side of habitual behavior through drug, alcohol, and lustful abuse, lustful behavior, abusing foreign substances. This happens a lot with men who are successful or that have the potential to be successful, lean toward the wrong habits and continue to use those bad habits over and over and over again. Right? Hey, I've been given bad advice. I've been suggested to accept bad advice, right? And bad advice isn't always expected, right? Sometimes it's unexpected, right? And when a person does give you bad advice, you have to be able to discern whether you should or should not listen to them, right? But it's your responsibility as a man to correct that bad behavior and that bad advice within the minds and the perspectives of other people once you elevate yourself. This is how you will receive respect from other respectable men, because you have a code, because you have a standard, right? This 21-day transformation is a mental correction for you to get rid of those old bad habits and set up a new activity in your mind, right? A new habit, a new way of thinking about things, right? We got to change the way that we think about ourselves first. When we internally view ourselves in a more dominant position, in a position of constant elevation, right? Then we will begin to respond in a more complementary way to how we see ourselves. I got a question for you, right? Have you ever heard someone use that saying where they say, well, you're a better man than me, or I wouldn't have given them so much. You better than me, right? Now, I'm sure you've probably heard that phrase before, but when you really listen to what's being said, right, the person is saying you're better than them, right? He's actually relegating himself with that statement, right? He's giving you more accolades than he's giving himself. I wouldn't do that, talking about him. You're better than me, talking about you. He's actually minimizing his own abilities, and he's outwardly projecting an internal inferiority. Now, I'm almost certain for the most part, the person who's actually using that phrase or that statement, he's not thinking consciously in this manner. But it's true. He's relegating himself and elevating you all because of habitual self-defeating rhetoric. Huh? Hello. Now, I just want to say, it's natural for men to respond instinctively. We just got to get you responding instinctively in the correct way. When we enter into a 21-day transformation, each day, you should replace a destructive thought with a constructive thought and continue to reinforce that constructive thought so that it can help you to get stronger. When you replace a negative action with a positive action, you become more motivated to keep going in the positive direction. Throughout the process of our 21 days, the mission is to 1, rehabilitate, 2, to revitalize, and 3, to reset your way of thinking and executing. We want you operating like the man that you were created to be, right? Rehabilitation by definition, okay? Rehabilitation is considered to restore to good health or useful life as through therapy and education. We're going to let that bubble for a minute. This is a powerful first piece to the transformative puzzle, right? Think about it. To restore a thing is to bring that thing back to its original use. to bring it back to its original use. Let me first say this, that you as a man in your original condition were made to rule and dominate. We got to get you back to that first. You understand? This world has many unproductive and immoral acceptances that can cause any man to stumble out of your rightful position, away from your original condition. Would you agree? Somewhere in your path, you may have drifted out of position due to complacency and bad habits. So for us to rehabilitate you, all we have to do is return the focus of your mind back to its original condition of rulership and dominion through the application of effective manhood and whatever else that's important to you, right? But I'm here to talk about the 21-day transformation of you being a bigger, a better, and more effective man, okay? Rehabilitate your mind and then your actions will follow. Secondarily, we must revitalize you, okay? To revitalize by definition means to impart a renewed energy and strength to a person, right? So once we restore your focus back onto the original mission of becoming a great man in manhood and a successful man, right? Now we must renew your energy. And in order to do so, we must create a new and good habit within you all over again. We do this as men by seeking out service. We offer our services to those in need, whether it be in our business, our family, or a friend who just needs a hand. If someone in your immediate circle of influence needs your assistance, then you do it. When you present yourself as a guide to others, it bestows honor to your name. This repeated action will raise your own self-esteem in the eyes of other people, and it will give you a renewed energy to continue presenting yourself in this way. Thirdly, we have to reset our minds every day over and over to carry out the same actions as the day before for at least 21 days, right? We want to give ourselves the best chance at breaking that old habit and the best chance at formulating a new, more effective, more productive habit. Also, when we perform these actions, we think of these actions as like a tool of learning because the mind loves repetition, and repetition is the father of learning. So in essence, you teaching yourself, you teaching your mind how to rethink itself about you and the way that you carry out your business and handle your activities as a man, right? When we revisit this 21-day sequence at a later time throughout your development, whenever you notice yourself drifting off course throughout your manhood mission, revert back to the techniques that we talked about to retrain and refocus your mind, right? As a man, often we are required to nurse our own wounds while we're in battle. We are required to draw from an internal resolve if we are going to achieve the results that other guys can only read about in books. Ask yourself this, right? A couple of questions. One, do you really want to be the man that everybody can count on? And if the answer is yes, then you have to remove the false narrative that you can just be like everybody else with their unaddressed bad habits. No, you cannot be like everybody else. It just doesn't work like that. Not if you've decided to become legendary. Agree to disagree with any of your identified drifting behavior, right? Challenge yourself to sell yourself on your future being brighter than your past and on your future being worth the sacrifice of any bad habits in your presence.